$450,000 worth of cargo, exactly 413,793 KitKat bars, and one truck. All of it vanished in a single night. No trace, no clue, just an empty route and a confused factory employee. How? Come on, let's take a closer look together. March 26, 2026. A truck left a Nestlé factory in Italy. Its destination was clear: Poland. 1,250 to 1,350 kilometers. An ordinary delivery. At least, that's how it looked. That truck never made it to Poland. This was not an ordinary truck robbery. A routine, monitored, documented shipment. And the cargo inside wasn't ordinary either. It was a limited edition collection of KitKat chocolates, specially molded in the shape of Formula One race cars, created as part of KitKat's official partnership with Formula One that year. So this was cargo with both financial and symbolic value. Stealing something like that sounds a little ridiculous from the outside. Because come on, this isn't gold bullion, luxury watches, or a shipment of computer chips. This is chocolate. Once it heats up, it's over. It melts away. To keep 12 tons of it cold, you'd need around 400 refrigerators. I really wonder who thought that through while planning this. But this is exactly where things get interesting. Because if someone went through all that trouble, it means they had already figured out how to turn it into money from the very beginning. The police and the company first focused on the most commonly used robbery method. Someone may have posed as an official transport company. In other words, the paperwork looks complete, the vehicle looks normal, and even the route change makes sense on paper. Everything is prepared so well that no one notices anything wrong at first, even while the cargo is being handed over to the wrong person. From the outside, everything appears to follow procedure. But in reality, the truck is not going where it's supposed to go, but where the scam was set up. Then the police found the truck driver, but the truck itself was nowhere to be found. After questioning, the truth became clear. Two things were certain. First, the robbers had built a solid plan and strategy for this job. Nobody woke up in the morning and said, "Let me rob a truck today." Second, there was inside information, because someone had already learned when that truck would leave, which route it would take, and where it would stop. Near Turin, the truck was intercepted. The men who approached the driver were wearing police uniforms. Official-looking vehicles, official-looking behavior. The driver stopped. He was neutralized. The robbers disguised as police had already taken the truck. By the time authorities arrived at the scene, it was completely empty. Now let's get to the real question. Why chocolate? Didn't we say this stuff would just melt away? Did the thieves really choose KitKat over cars, electronics, or jewelry? But from the perspective of crime economics, everything makes sense. Everyone can sell chocolate. A small grocery store, a kiosk, an online seller. Stolen chocolate can be moved extremely fast in this gray market outside official channels. And it's believed that this was exactly the plan. Not to sell the products in large batches, but to release them into the market in small quantities through different channels, so they would never get caught. But let's pause for a second. Doing this is much harder than it sounds. Even if you sold 1,000 bars a day, it would take more than 1 year and 2 months to clear the stock. They have to move fast, but they also have to stay under the radar. Those two things don't really work well together. And of course, the 400 refrigerators problem still hasn't been solved. But here comes the funniest part. When KitKat announced the robbery on social media, nobody took it seriously. Why? Because they made the announcement on April 1st. People saw it, laughed, and moved on. They thought it was an April Fool's joke. Dozens of brands jumped on the wave. Ryanair, Domino's, and many others started posting fake "we did it" style statements, like they were competing with each other. Everything went completely crazy, and KitKat was left there. They had a real robbery case in their hands, and no one believed them. In the end, they couldn't take it anymore and had to release a second statement. This is not a joke. 12 tons of chocolate were actually stolen. Really. And after that, KitKat announced a plan that could go down in history. They basically created a system where the public could help catch the criminals. Almost like playing detective. because they knew that finding the criminals on their own would be nearly impossible. They developed a system called the Stolen KitKat Tracker. Through all their social media accounts, they asked people for help. Every product has a unique code on its packaging. You enter that code into the system. If the product in your hand is part of the stolen shipment, the system tells you and explains step by step what you need to do. This system closes doors on the robbers one by one. No big supermarkets, no mid-level wholesalers, no place that scans barcodes. What remains are small, invisible, untraceable channels. And every batch sold theoretically becomes a clue. 413,793 chocolates also means 413,793 potential traces. So people turned this into a game, and everyone started checking the wrappers of the chocolates they had. And this is where the biggest twist in the story begins. Because suddenly, this stopped being a classic theft case and turned into an interactive crime hunt in the internet age. Normally, in cases like this, people see the news, talk about it for 2 minutes, then forget it. Here, the exact opposite happened. Everyone became a potential witness. The guy buying a KitKat at the store, the student grabbing a snack at a gas station, the person at home saying, "Let me check this wrapper real quick." All of them became part of this case. And when you think about it, that's a pretty crazy picture. On one side, there's a professional-looking cargo heist. On the other side, millions of people checking the code on the chocolate in their hands. But the strange part is this. Even after days, there's still not a single clear lead. No confirmed update that the truck has been found, and no trace from the codes checked by thousands of people. And then there's the other half of the internet. A serious number of people still believe that this whole thing is not a real robbery, but a brilliantly designed marketing campaign. But the timing of the heist is also interesting. Early April is right in the middle of the Easter season in Europe. That's when chocolate sells the most, shelves empty the fastest, and wholesalers are desperate for stock. It's very likely the robbers calculated this as well, because during Easter season, a batch of chocolate that suddenly appears, slightly cheaper but with familiar packaging, wouldn't raise suspicion. Everyone buys, everyone sells. You couldn't pick a better timing. So what do you think? Was this really an organized chocolate heist or an insanely well-planned viral marketing stunt from the very beginning? Write it in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. I also recommend checking out my other videos. I just started this channel. Take a look. You won't regret it. If you enjoy these weird, fun stories that make you say, "How can this even be real?" Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because there are still a lot more strange cases to tell.